Welcome back to the Rising Lotus Qigong. My name's Christina.
And I'm Peyton.
And we're here to walk you through a more advanced class on Tai Chi. So up to now we've been working on some basic principles of stepping and posture and getting used to the idea of working on the left side and on the right side, and trying to integrate some of the principles that we've learned in Qigong, the basics of structure, and
weighted and unweighted, and full and empty.
Right, and we've talked about full and empty, and we've talked about some energetics and whatnot, and so now this class we're going to raise the bar a little bit and see if we can add some more hand movements into the actual stepping of left and right. This is a sequence that is typically found within Tai Chi Yang style form, and we're going to just isolate that one little section and bring it into practice today and have some fun with it. But as usual, let's start our class by doing our usual warm-ups and opening. We'll start with our pulling down heavens. So go ahead and please bring your feet close together in your Wuji posture, where you are standing in alignment. Your upper dantian, or the upper center of your body, is over the middle dantian, or the middle center of the body, and is over the lower dantian, which is over the hips. These three energetic centers are going to want to stay in alignment so that you feel like you are strong in bringing your awareness and consciousness back into the center of the body, becoming strong like a column of light, and your hands are going to be down by your side. As you take a deep breath and work through finding the right alignment, your feet are going to be parallel and toes in alignment. Bend the knees, make sure you have some room to move. Sit into the hips so that your lower belly comes in and the waist pushes back. From there, let the shoulders relax down, but the top of the head is going to be pushing up towards the sky. So there's a stretch in the center of the body as the rest of the body drapes downward. What that does as we breathe into the belly, inhaling and exhaling, is bring our thoughts and awareness back into center, releasing attachments and concerns of things that are not part of our practice at the moment. Bringing ourselves back into center. From here, we'll go into our Taiji Posture. Simply bend the knees and take a half step out to the side so that your feet are shoulder width apart or hip width apart. Let the hands separate from the hips into your ready position and move into your pulling down heavens. We'll do 3 of these. As we inhale, we pull up energy from earth, which is thick like molasses. Rolling the hands at the shoulders, we reach up into the sky, the sun, moon, and stars, and bringing down energy like light. Exhaling through the center of the body, which you created in Wuji, allowing that energy to create a center column. Inhale again, pulling up yin energy from earth, continuing and connecting to the yang energy of heaven. Bring that down as a column of light through the center of the body, which keeps you firmly connected and energized. And one more. Inhale up and exhale down. Remember that you can do your pulling down heavens continuously. You don't have to stop at 3 repetitions. If you want to continue and do 9, 12, 15, 18, you can always do more repetitions. We're going to take advantage that we're in this posture. We're just going to go right on into our warm-ups and open the wrist by making rotations. And what that does is it begins to increase the circulation into the extremities, breaks up any stagnation in the muscles, any type of soreness, any tightness, and allows the body to become loose. We move into the elbows. The same idea. Getting the muscles and tendons ready for what's coming next, allowing your body to increase, bring the body temperature up just a little bit, increase oxygenation of the blood and switch, and get the benefits of exercise. We'll do one more in this direction and move to the shoulders. Shoulders, take advantage, go deep with these, really kind of dig in there. Shoulders like to hold on to a lot of stress and tension, and they like to be in control of our body. So rolling the shoulders out helps us to relax, and we switch towards rolling to the front. You ever seen somebody who's stressed out and they have their shoulders up by their ears and you're like, wow, I think you look a little tense there. So Rolling the shoulders is a great way to break up that tension and let it go. So we've done a lot of spinning. Let's go ahead and do one more exercise in here that opens up the hips that you can do at home. If you have any kind of a hip replacement or injury that's in the pelvic area, you might want to go slow, but we're just going to do a rotation. Very simple rotation. Keep it tight right here in the center. And you want to get that movement to be initiated from the hips themselves and not like the belly or the shoulders. So notice the head is in the center. It's the hips that are making that rotation. This is really great for a variety of reasons. It gets where the femur comes into the pelvic bone. It gets that area open and moving. It opens the inguinal fold where the psoas muscle is, which also holds on to a lot of tension. And it opens up the lower back around the sacrum, which if we're sitting down a lot, tends to hold on to a lot of tension. Switch directions, we'll go the other way. So if you do have a hip replacement or anything like that, you're going to work within the boundaries of what you feel. You're going to feel where that is. So just kind of keep it inside and don't worry about trying to get great big circles. Cool, from here we're going to go down into the knees and do some rotations. Same idea, if you have a knee replacement of any kind, go gentle. I always like to make sure my knees are actually touching as much as possible to give them support as I roll around the knees. If you have strong knees, you're young and blessed with 100% intact and no injuries, nothing, then you can have your knees open to the side like this, but I always prefer to have the extra support and go the opposite direction. And then go ahead and come up out of that, roll to the standing position, and with your toe down on the ground, we'll do the ankles, just simple rotations to the outside and to the inside. And switch a foot. Other side, outside, and inside. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing, if you have any type of ankle injury, always work within the pain point of your injury. Don't try to push beyond it. We don't want to exacerbate any type of injury which is pre-existing. We always want to work within our comfort zone and then gradually stretch out and find new places if it's available to us. So from here, we can go ahead and do Trembling Horse and shake off all that stuff that we brought to the surface. So Trembling Horse, we're going to shake the fingers, shake the wrist, shake the elbows, shake the shoulders, and take it down the spine to the hips and the knees and the feet. We'll do that one more time. Shake it out. So fingers, wrist, elbows, shoulders, spine, hips, knees, and feet. Perfect. Awesome. So what that does is all that energy that's come to the surface, we're shaking off all the big chunks and creating some space for all of the good work that we're going to do today in our Qigong and Tai Chi. Perfect. I think we're ready to jump into it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we talked about doing, this one is called the golden sequence, and we started with the baby steps of it, or an introduction to the golden sequence, when we learned how to step left and right doing part wild horse's mane. Now if you're doing, there's a certain form that this is a part of, and if you're not doing that form, so it might be a little bit, not exactly the way it's done, but it's close enough, and it's good for us if we're doing this at home or if we're doing this for the first time. It's our first introduction into Tai Chi, or if we just want to go to the park and have a good time.
It has a lot of shifting motion within this, where we're shifting our weight forward and backward, which is really good because we chose these because they build balance and they build strength in the legs. So the core movement of what we're doing is still this shifting our weight from left to right, becoming full, empty, full, and empty.
Yep. So our perspective is always going to be about health and wellness, and we want you to get the most out of these exercises without either furthering an injury and hopefully, recovering from something if that's the case. So any type of movement that we're doing which coordinates the breath with the movement is going to increase our oxygenation through the circulation. It's also going to create a better balance and focus. It works the brain in a slightly different way. So if you have trouble concentrating or you have insomnia, doing these type of exercises is also going to help with that. If there's any type of lung condition or heart condition, doing Tai Chi and Qigong is going to help bring down any type of excess that's in that area and help you find a more stable baseline to work from. Another way to say that is we work out of the fight or flight side of ourselves, where we're in tension and trying to defend ourselves against something and we're stressed out, and moving back into that peaceful, calm rest state that we can really enjoy and allow the body to heal and repair from the inside. So our perspective, again, is always going to be to give you these tools for that purpose, and not so much to become a fighter. But you can apply these things. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and jump into doing a refresh on the part Wild Horse's mane and give you a preview of what this is going to look like. So please bring your feet together, go back into your Wuji posture, take a deep breath and find that alignment all the way through the center of your body. From here, go ahead and bend the knees and drop the hips. Take a step out to the side into your Taiji position. Again, this is the ready position. I can move in any direction. If we had done ocean waves, we would have built up to this point, but we're going to jump right on into our opening of Tai Chi. And inhale, roll the hands on the ball and sit down into your hips. The hands are facing forward, fingers are slightly softly extended. From here, we're going to go ahead and grab the ball, bring your weight over to your right hand side, bring the foot in at the same time. Turn your body to the left, let that knee point the direction. Take a step out to the side and move through the rest of the form. Remember that it's the same hand, same foot. The bottom hand comes over here right around where that hip side is, and then the top hand is simply opening out to the front. You can either do a ward off where your palm is facing you and your hands are pushing away, or you can do more like an offering where the hand comes up a little bit more off into the distance. This would be our part Wild Horse's mane. Next step, what we're going to do, and to bring us into the golden sequence, which would have been here, is bring that bottom hand up to the top hand, push out, roll back. I'm going to go really slow, push out again, shift back, turn to the front, shift to your left side, bring the hand in with the foot into the ball, turn to the right, the knee leads the way, step out, part Wild Horse's mane, bottom hand reaches up to the top hand, grasp Sparrow's tail rolled, pulled down. I think I may have left that out in the beginning one, but that's okay. Push through, roll back, push out again, and come back to where we started. So Peyton went ahead and switched because that's the right thing to do here. Here we would have gone on to the next thing. So since I left out a piece, let's go ahead and roll through that one more time. Wuji, sink, step out, inhale, opening, sink, grab your ball, knee leads out to the side, step out, part Wild Horse's mane, hand comes up, grasp Sparrow's tail, push out, roll back, push out again, hands come back into the center. Grab the ball, repeat onto the other side. Knee leads, step out, part Wild Horse's mane, hand comes up to the top hand, grasp Sparrow's tail, pull, push out, roll back, push out again, and come back to where you started. Just go ahead and bring the right foot in, right hand on the bottom. Excellent. Let the top hand come down and root. Cool. Let's do that one more time because that's a lot going on in that movement, that sequence. come to Wuji. Bend the knees, sit down, Taiji. Inhale, opening. Grab the ball. Left knee leads, step out. Part wild horse's mane. Bottom hand comes up, grabs the bird tail, sparrow's tail. Push out, roll back. Push out again. Set it up to go to the left side. Right knee leads the way. Part wild horse's mane. Reach up, grasp sparrow's tail, pull back, push out, roll back, push out again, and come back to where we started. That was a lot. Bring the hands down, center, root, and finish. Okay. So a couple of things to pay attention to in here because there was a lot going on. So we had previously gone, excuse me, to this point, right? So what we changed is our next step is bringing the hands up. So if I bring my hands up, oh, yes, but not a strike. So if I'm bringing my hands up, what I'm doing is like I'm grabbing a bird's tail, because that's why it's called grass sparrow's tail. You want to bring your hands over and pull back. So I know we're doing this for health, but I just want you to get the feeling of what you're doing, which is really just pull. So when your hands up here and they flip, think of like you're grabbing a sandwich after class and you're bringing it in because you're going to put it in your pocket to have later. So the hands go out, flip, pretend you're grabbing onto something here, and then pull it into this side here, this hip. Now the hands are going to, the sandwich wasn't a good sandwich, we didn't like it, so we're going to roll the hands and push out again, and then roll through this motion. So we were here, grass sparrow's tail, push out, roll back, push out again, and then come back to where we were. Anything else you want to add to that?
So there's still following the principles of our stepping and shifting on all of these movements. So in the very beginning, we are still from our opening where we step out, pick the ball up, rest on the ball. I'm just going to do the lower body motion. It's still exactly the same. I'm still opening, stepping, moving forward. Then I am grasping the sparrow's tail, moving backward. Then I'm moving forward again as I push away. And then I'm going to move back again, weighting this back leg, and then pressing forward again. So we're just doing that sequence of movements over and over. Turn, come back into the center, turn, step, shift to the right, shift left, shift to the right, shift left, and then back to the right again, back, and then I am finishing.
Yeah, and that's great that you did that, because one thing that I'm observing as I see you that's a good thing for our viewers to know about is the idea that you're staying upright as you move and step.
Yes.
So I know we had one moment where we discussed the idea of the wall where we were standing, and if we move, we're not bouncing, but we're also not overextending and breaking the rules where the shoulder goes over the hip, which, you know, and the knees are over the feet. So as you were stepping and coming out, we're not, you know, even though we're pushing, we're not extending way out over here, whereas you can see my knee's gone past my foot, and I'm, you know, basically I'm going to lose my balance and fall over. So we always want to stay, as much as possible, the wisdom of these movements is, you know, we stay, that midline stays solid. And you never go past that. So technically, at any moment, you could move any part of your body and not have to do this big correction. And what that does for people who are not necessarily in martial arts or who are not doing this at an advanced level, it's kind of a mental thing. If you are keeping your alignment, your head your thoughts are connected to your feelings and your breath, and all of that is connected to your body and your movement, then you're moving as one complete human being in whatever direction that might be, for whatever the purpose might be. If we begin to move out of sync, out of alignment, then a part of us is no longer getting the benefit of being in synchronicity with the entirety of our being. And so what happens is that we begin to feel disconnected, disjointed, disoriented, confused, out of breath, out of balance, right? And unable to focus. So the benefit of Qigong and Tai Chi, when we learn how to put the body into this alignment and maintain that alignment, is that it kind of rolls over outside of our practice. And it's not isolated to me from Wuji to Wuji, but rather if I'm in a situation, I don't know, some situation, and I feel like I need to be fully present for it, then I already know what that feeling is like. I've already had that experience because I've been training it over and over again every time I do these movements, and it becomes second nature. And what happens is, like a lot of people, maybe you have a story of some kind that you want to share, is that students find that things that used to stress them out don't stress them out anymore. They find that, you know, they have all the health benefits, their body feels good, they feel more focused, they sleep better at night. And if something stressful does happen, they feel like they have more control over themselves and how they approach that particular situation.
Moving as one unified body, where you're within the body and you're moving through these shifts, and the arm motions will make yourself become very present in the present moment. So let's actually do that sequence again.
I think that's a great idea.
All right.
All right, so remember rules of posture and structure, and move in alignment, so you're stacked. All right, so from your Wuji posture, go ahead and bend the knees, drop the hips, take step out, shoulder width apart. Go into your Taiji. From here, we'll move right on into our beginning posture in Tai Chi. Hands are on top of the ball. Bring your left hand under the right hand, bring your weight over, get ready to step over to your left hand side. Lead with that left knee to the direction you're going. Take a step out, part wild horse's mane. Perfect. From here, we're going to do the grass sparrow's tail, so reach your hand up, flip the palms and pull in towards the hip. Go ahead and prepare for your push, ward off, and roll back. Push again. From here, we're just going to shift backward one more time, bring that toe in on the left side, and prepare and get it set up for the next side. Lead with the right knee, step out, part wild horse's mane on this side. Perfect. Bottom hand comes up to grab the sparrow's tail, pull back into the hip, flip, use that as a way to push off, roll back one more time, push out. Perfect, that's the end. From here, we're going to bring the hands back over to the front, bring the right hand into the center with the foot, and your hands are holding the ball. Cool, from here, take that top hand, just simply flip the palm over, come down. Inhale up to the middle dantian and push down. Perfect.
Nice, there's a really nice feeling to it. Yes.
All right, so the flipping over here when you push out, so we pulled and we pushed out. This is exactly that. This is symbolizing just a push. So be careful about overextending. And then just roll back into your hips and push down. So roll down into the hips and then push out.
If you'll notice that as she is doing that motion, if you'll do that again.
Right.
You'll notice that as she rolls back in all of them, the hands aren't really moving a lot, the hips move forward. So she pushes and the hands are just moving in response to the motion of the hips, going
Correct.
from the back leg to the front leg.
Yep.
There we go.
So.
Perfect.
Power comes from the center line of the body. So that's why we talk so much about keeping alignment between the energetic centers, the top, the middle, and the bottom, keeping the alignment on the legs and all the articulations.
So when you're practicing, if you do feel like you are overbalanced either forward or backward in your movements, try lifting the head, and your movement might not quite be as much as it was before, which is a very good thing. Take things slow, take it easy, and stay upright, and allow the hips to be the sliding that's going on, and not the upper shoulders and the head. So.
Perfect. Let's do a pulling down heavens to close out.
Okay.
So all the way from our Taiji posture, we're going to inhale, pulling up energy from earth, taking a great big deep breath, reach up into the sun, moon, and stars. Bring down a column of divine white light that runs through the center of your body, purifying, cleansing, and rooting all the way through. Take a moment, let that settle down into the hips, and close that out by bringing your feet close together and coming back to where you started. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.